Well, as you may have noticed, Africa54's managing editor Vince Makori was in Southern Africa for the better part of this month. Vince is now back from Zambia and Malawi, from where he filed a number of reports and then co-hosted part of our program with our affiliates. Vincent, welcome back to
Thank you very much.
the set. Good to see you. You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
We were so honored, happy.
It was good being down there and being able to do what
Now,
we did.
let's start with Zambia.
Yes.
Because we saw a couple of reports, definitely, and there's so much more that you did we were not able to put on air. What can you share with us?
What we noticed is that actually looking around the country, this over-reliance on rainwater is really, you could say it's a cause for poverty in the country. When the rains disappear for months on end, then you have the problem of power shortages, you have a problem of food shortages, because it seems like there hasn't been a proper planning to tap into other sources of energy. For example, power from the solar energy, or perhaps wind energy, or kind of go into irrigation to mitigate this extended drought. So one of the things I noticed is a lack of that, a lack of proper planning to mitigate the ravages of the weather.
Definitely, that's the side of the government, or even to have some water reservoirs that they can tap from. Now, also with the Zambia national television, the co-hosting was extremely great. How were we received in Zambia?
Amazingly. The Zambians to a person are watching us, so it was interesting to meet everybody who seemed like they know, they watch, and they were happy that we are doing this in Zambia.
Right. Let's move on to Malawi. The co-production was great, and one of the stories that really touched me and a lot of us here in the studio was the story on sex for fish.
Yes.
That was so desperate. I mean, we really felt it.
It all boils down to poverty, and here we're talking about women who are so desperate to feed their children. Many of them, like, are orphans. They are widows who have little kids that they have to feed, and they're subjected to this blackmail by men who control the means of economics there, especially at the lakeside. These women have to buy fish from men in order to feed their children by selling them. Now, when the fish stocks are diminished and the men come back with very little fish, they can pick and choose who to sell the fish to. So these women are blackmailed into sleeping with these men. Not that they want to, not that they enjoy any of this. So it's not like they're trading. They're actually, in a way, for me, I think it's a form of rape. And it's very sad.
Rare. And the school
system in Malawi really saddened me. This because there's free education for primary school kids, but there are no resources to build enough schools. But it's not like there are no resources in the country. I was touched by the fact that I went to visit a school, one school that has 6,000 children, and there are 200 kids per teacher. There is no there's no way these kids are getting quality education, but just opposite the road from that school, there's a multi-billion international stadium that nobody's using. So it kind of disturbs you. What are the priorities of some of these countries in terms of what should be more important, the education of kids or some monuments that have the name of a president?
Oh my goodness, hopefully they will get to think what's better than the other. Vince, that was so great. Thank you for taking Africa54 presence in Zambia and Malawi. That's Africa54 Managing Editor Vincent Makori.